Hi guys, so today I want to share 7 things that I would not buy as a 23-year-old. These are basically just a sum up of what I have experienced, bought and regretted, things I have not spent my money on and have felt an immense satisfaction. The very first one being, as a person starting out in their early career, I was fortunate enough to have started with a remote job. And so for the first few months that I was employed, I didn't really feel the need for a car. And so when the time actually came for me to buy a car, I did buy a car. I didn't buy a new car. I had the money, but that was not in my priority. And having a new car didn't really mean any greater meaning than getting a used car. I would 100% recommend for you to get a used car. I don't mean just get like the most dirt cheap car. Get a reliable car. As many of you guys know, multi-millionaires actually still drive a Honda Accord or a Toyota Camry. These older cars can really give you value for your bucks. Don't go ahead and buy any car that your other friend is like, oh man, that looks cool as shit. But actually find a car that really fits your needs. You'll see that at the end of the day, a car is basically just a form of transportation taking you from point A to point B. So don't go ahead and care about what other people are purchasing. And yes, there'll be times when everyone around you are going to be swapping out their cars for a new one. Don't be swayed by that and just keep going and keep increasing that money in your bank account, because what people are purchasing you'll see, but that's not what the wealth they're acquiring. That only shows the sum of the money that they had spent. So when I realized this, a lot of the luxury bags that I saw other people carrying, the luxury cars that other people were driving, they all just meant, oh, they just have that much less money in their bank account. When you come to the point when you realize, oh, I have that money in my bank account, but I'm not buying that for this and this reason, you'll be able to keep a calm mind. Kind of related with this, the second point is, don't just go and buy everything that other people are getting. And I know word of mouth is crazy, and when you go on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, you see all these hauls on everything. You see 10-year-old getting a luxury bag, a family travel to the Bahamas, to Mexico, and those highlights are basically what's tricking you. You don't have to be doing everything that other people are doing. Each person has their own unique experience. You don't need to match it up to them. You don't owe them anything to follow everything that they're doing. A lot of the purchases that I spent money on where I followed other people were things like travel, updates, fast fashion, getting like the newest brand or getting the newest fad, going to the trendiest restaurant. I think these 3 categories were where I spent thousands of my money on, really not really getting the value or the unique happiness and experience that I solely wanted for myself. I think it's so important to really gauge, ask yourself once more, is this really what I want? If you only spend the money, if you only purchase something just because you feel like you need to, that's not the right way. So I really regret the times when I went to different places just because I felt like I needed to. And so I've spent thousands of money on travel. It was rather, oh, I feel like I shouldn't be home this holiday just because all of my friends are going somewhere. If I could go back in time and tell myself, hey, it's okay to stay home, or it's okay not to travel at least this holiday, I think I would stay home. Another word on fast fashion, I purchased probably thousands of dollars on fast fashion. In my early 20s, I definitely didn't know my style. People should explore and spend the money on fashion. But not only am I wasting money on these, but I'm wasting my closet space. Even when I donate them, they may not even end up being donated. As you're exploring the style, it's sometimes good to take a step back and slow down on exploring and looking at the items and clothing that you really, really want. Hoarding clothes doesn't mean that you'll find your style faster. Think about yourself, not how you want others to think about yourself. The next item that I do not buy are souvenirs. So I know a lot of people keep collections of them, magnets, key rings, or postcards. And hey, if it gives you joy, go ahead. I know a lot of people may maybe have Starbucks tumblers collection. Sometimes I think souvenirs are bought for the sake of being bought. If there are needs that you need to be filled, then buy those items at your travel destination. I'm just a practical person, but usually those things are useless. They are basically pretty trash. It just does not give me any practical usage or joy of buying souvenirs. And the next item that I would not purchase are big bulky items. I moved around a lot. In your early 20s, you really don't know what the next turn of events can lead you. You may go to another state, country, roommate trouble, and have to move out, having all of these stuff you own on your back. And when they're heavy, bulky, it just causes stress. Furniture, books, people do need furniture just in order to live. Someone might be open to giving you all these used furniture for cheap, especially when it comes to large electronics and home appliances. I love the term buy it for life. I love reading. And so I maybe take frequent trips to a library, but it's just that I don't own any books. For me, books are a form of entertainment. It's also philosophy. I just feel like it's just more comfortable to carry it on my phone. I can make it a habit to go into those ebook readers instead of going on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. These are some of the ways that I try to keep myself on track. Instead of carrying around the books, I always have my phone with me. So when I'm traveling, when I'm waiting for someone in my car, I can always go to my ebook reader and read the books that I have downloaded there. The next item that I do not spend my money on are hair and nails. I do not have any nails done now, but when I feel like I want to get my nails done, then I'll just sit down, and I already have a kit myself for gel nail art. I just do them. Go on YouTube and find a good hairstyle that I want, and I just follow it. They eventually grow out. That basically means high maintenance. If you're looking for a great hobby / skill set, invest in a set of clippers, scissors, and do them at home. It's not just the money, it's really the time. It's not like you can work on something while you're getting your nails and hairs done. I could spend a little bit more of that energy and that time on myself. The next is gifts out of habit. I'm all about sharing, I'm all about giving, but I'm also all about efficiency. When Christmas and the holidays come around, I see so much gift giving going on. Yeah, I never grew up in the States, so I really don't know the traditions that take place. All those gifts out of habit can really add up. When Christmas comes around, sometimes I may do Secret Santa or White Elephant. I find that whenever I took part in these, the gifts that I got, they weren't really useful. Well, just because the people who are buying them, they weren't thinking of me when they were giving the gift. It was just kind of random. And kind of related with this is gifts and relationship. When 1 year came around, even when the 100th day or those anniversaries came up, I really didn't feel the need to get a gift. When the boyfriend would ask me, hey, what do you want? I would be like, no, that's all right. Let's just skip it. Now when I look back on it, oh wow, I was actually pretty wise. It's not the same as receiving gifts with friends. Relationships, they don't work out as much. Sometimes you just don't feel like you should trash all of the gifts that you've got from one boyfriend. But that doesn't necessarily bring the best memories back. Either way, items are associated with memories. I think it really depends on each person whether they cherish or don't really cherish those gifts in relationships. Think about whether the gifts that you've been getting and that you've been gifting to your other half is really efficient, really memorable, and brings meaning in your life. Gift giving is a love language. I'm not saying don't love each other. Think about other ways where you could build memories with that person, and I find a lot of rotate back in terms of the price range of the gifts. You shouldn't be really doing like a give and take with your other half. It can also be a stress. These are some of the things that I chose not to spend my money on and have not been regretting. Things change, people change, circumstances change. And so spending money isn't one equation fits all. You should always dial your needs and dial your purchases according to your own situation. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.